Hey, Shalom, Shalom. This is Naaman, Great Millstone Camp, DC here. Back for another video, brief one at that. First and foremost, call halal Yahweh, Shem Yahushai, Shem Hakodash. Once again, double honors go out to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Salutations also go out to the fellow Akim that are out there on the highways and byways, pushing the truth across the four corners of this earth. All right. Not only by being out there on the highways and byways weekly, sometimes more than once, but also the numerous amount of videos that go out over the airwaves. In this video, like it says, 11 countries officially announced that they are going to stop using the U.S. dollar. All right, and you all continually believe, all right, that this guy that's in the White House, the Mango Mussolini, DJ Trump, was supposed to be good for you. All right, talking about the deceived. Let's get that real quick, because you all have been, you Joe Sixpack motherfuckers that got it in for Jake, because you thought that that's what was going to happen. Let me see. I think it's. Let's go to Proverbs 4. Hold on. Let's see. Is it 16? Nope. Well, that's a good one, but we'll come back to that. I think it's 12. Hold on. Let's see. That's another good one, but that's not. Oh, it's perfect. Okay. I just walked right into this. I started 12. This is Proverbs 12 and 12. The wicked desireth the net of evil men, but the root of the righteous yieldeth fruit. The wicked is snared by the transgression of his lips, but the just shall come out of trouble. And I thought about 13 here, because if you remember the movie The Ten Commandments, when at least their portrayal of Moses was in front of Pharaoh, all right, and he told him, he said, by your own lips. Well, that, I can't remember the line verbatim, but something to the extent, by, whatever's going to happen to you next, it's going to come out of your mouth. And what did this arrogant bastard say? He was going after the children of Israel. And guess what happened? The firstborn, right? So your desire, all right, to harm Jake, it's come back on you. That hatred for Jake, because you were just so fed up with the last administration, and rightfully so. But what you fail to realize is they're all in on it. That's where Joe Sixpack, that's what you failed, because you believe that this, for some reason, America is righteous. You still believe that bullshit, that propagandist bullshit. And that's all it ever was, propaganda. So now you're hurt, because the ones that really run this, that are pulling the strings behind the curtain, so to speak, they're telling this man what to do. All right, let's continue.
Just today, 11 countries officially announced they will stop using the U.S. dollar for trade. I mean, this could be just the beginning. Trump's relentless tariffs, sanctions, and reckless spending have weakened the dollar's strength. He may have once believed his policies would make America stronger, but now those very policies are pushing America out.
No, he straight out lied. Just to get in. Let's give the illusion, all right, that you had some kind of say-so. That's all this was. All right, it was a show. All right, they got in there who they wanted to get in. All right. That's exactly what happened.
of the global financial spotlight. If the dollar loses its status as the global reserve currency, inflation will soar, prices will rise, and the purchasing power.
Which means it's going to be what? Hyperinflation. Let's look at that. Let's see. Let's go there. All right. All right, in economics, hyperinflation is a very high-end, typically accelerating inflation. All right, let's tap that. It quickly erodes the real value of the local currency as the prices of all goods increase. This causes people to minimize their holdings in that currency as they usually switch to more stable foreign currencies. All right. Effective capital controls and currency substitution, dollarization, and this is the de-dollarization of the world. All right. They're doing away with the petrodollar. All right. It says, are the orthodox solutions to ending short-term hyperinflation. However, there are significant social and economic costs to these policies. Ineffective implementations of these solutions often exacerbate the situation. So what's really happening is they're going to, like I said, those that are pulling the strings behind, and we know who that is, that's the elite banking families, all right, because what they want to do is go to the digital currency, and that's going to give them far more control. All right, that's what this is going to end up going to. They have to. All right. Many governments choose to attempt to solve structural issues without resorting to those solutions, with the goal of bringing inflation down slowly while minimizing social costs of further economic shocks. So, you know, yeah, you all, it's funny to me, but hey, like I say, enjoy this, these coming weeks before all this shit just destabilize, because it's coming.
Power of ordinary Americans will decline. Your savings could lose value and your cost of living may skyrocket. Worse yet, the world is moving on without us. Countries once controlled by the dollar are now embracing their own currencies and stepping into the...
Motivated, of course, because of what? Foreign relations, your foreign diplomacy. If you ever done any little studying about, you know, the history of the U.S. and its the history of how it dealt with nations it deemed, what's the word I want to use, beneath them, third world countries, etc. Well, how did those countries become third world? All right, and people are tired of the United States and it's bullshit. You got to remember, America has been that military arm, the hammer of the elites. If countries didn't do what they said, well, you can be rest assured that they invent some kind of situation where the American troops would land on that country's shores, and, you know, there you go. Yeah. So this is what we're coming to now. What is that, Jeremiah? Hold on, let me get it. Is it 51 or 50? The hammer of the earth, how is it broken? Let's see. Let me try 51. I think it's 23 or somewhere around there. Nope. Might be 50. Let's see. Yeah, here it is. 23. Jeremiah 15:23. How was the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? How has Babylon become a desolation among the nations? This is what it's coming to. All right. This is what's going to become. You know, we've been talking shit about countries being shitholes. This is what America is becoming. 24. I have laid a snare for thee, and thou art also taken, O Babylon, and thou wast not aware. Going to Obadiah, right? Thou art found and also caught, because thou hast striven against the Most High Yahweh. Now let's go to Obadiah. All right. Let's see. all the men of thy confederacy, and this is, of course, when you go up to the Edom will be humble, and this is the beginning of the arrogant American being humble. All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound unto thee. There is none understanding in him. Shall I not in that day, saith the Most High, even destroy the wise man out of Edom, and understanding out of the mount of Esau? And thy mighty men, O Teman, shall be dismayed, to the end that every one of the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter. This is not only American, but it applies to all of them, but mainly America, because that American Edomite is exquisitely wicked, exceptionally wicked, and everybody's tired of him. All right, none more so than Jacob, of course. And why is this? For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. All this history is to the degeneracy, the barbarity towards our people, And what did they do? They made all the pieces of shit heroes and those that fought against them. What? They called them, in other words, they did the reverse, The hero is actually the villain, and the villain all the time was the hero. But they cast on them that, they're anti-Western civilization, shit like that. They're tyrants. And actually, you might have to dig a little deeper and, do more research before you believe that bullshit propaganda again. That, all you have to do is do your little research there and study the history. All right, so we're going to go back and finish out the video.
The global trade arena with confidence. This shift isn't just about currency. It's about losing influence, losing power, and potentially losing our place in the world. How do you feel about the dollar's decline? Is it Trump's fault, or is this just the inevitable result of America's financial dominance fading away?
Let me say this in English.
Just today.
Let me say this in English so you can understand what I'm saying.
I have translation.
No, I know you have translation, but I just want to make sure you get it right. There will come a day that we will see far more radical extremists and terrorists coming out of Europe because of the lack of decision-making, trying to be politically correct, or assuming that they know the Middle East and they know Islam and they know the others.
See,
just today.
Because I didn't even know that was there, but he's got a point. Everybody, where it talks about in Genesis, I think is it 16, about Ishmael being that wild man. See, and he's got a point there. That's another group that wants a piece of Edom's, he wants a piece. I'll just leave it at that. Again, all the shit that they did in their countries alone and made them the bad guy in order to make money. See, these people got a lot to answer for. All right, they're going down. They know it. All right. So with that, like I said, this is going to be short. I hope that you were edified. And hey, to the next video. Shalom.